Hello and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. It's already falling out the deck. The message, huh? It's nice. Fox Visionary. Rising. Opportunity. And the artist. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Magic. Stuck. Healing. Meditation. Okay. So I think you are about to experience something that will help you to get unstuck, right? With the fox. A fox is an interesting animal, but the card itself is also very interesting, just because, well, you wouldn't expect a fox to be in the middle of the city. But I got reminded of a time where I was in London, actually, and I saw a fox in the middle of London. I was like, well, I guess things like this happen, right? So it seems to me that there's something for you that is a bit unexpected, right? Just because I got this image here of something unexpected that lingers around the corner for you. And a fox. When I think about a fox in a big city, I think about a fox who's lost, right? And searching for food, probably, and for something with substance, right? So for me, it really seems that, because this came in the reverse, right? It seems to me that you are currently just searching for your magic in a way, or searching for the reflection of it, right? In the night, it's like walking in the night without night vision, but, or maybe you think you don't know where you are heading or what's ahead for you, or you are just a bit you're just feeling a little bit like a bit lost, and just you don't know what's ahead. That's really this, but also you also don't expect magic to happen, right? Like this. But I turned it around, right? And then if you look at this, you know, the stuck card is what it is, right? And for me, this really looks like you are leaving a place behind that you want to leave behind, right? It's this finding your own unicorn and riding away with it from a, you know, in again a dark landscape. This could be at night, but it could also just be a dark place that you're at, maybe. Because there's the sun, if you see that, right? It's right there, but it's also somehow the magic there, right? So this really seems to me that there's some magic ahead for you. But what's magic, really, you know? If I think about magic, I think about things that the normal indoctrination says do not exist. Magic, in a way, are unexpected things, right? Unexpected and otherworldly. And also things that cannot be defined by science, right? It's almost like science is holding us stuck somehow. You know this, if we think, as humanity even, that we have explored everything and that we are smart enough to say that everything is already figured out. Right? That's the being stuck situation. And I think for you there's something happening that is really unexpected, but also massive. It really is so massive that it feels to me that it's like a unicorn. If you think about it, unicorns don't exist. They say, right? They say, but, well, that's not the truth, right? It's really this old belief system of, what hasn't been proved by science is not real. So it really feels to me that something is ahead that is very magical. So therefore something that is somehow totally unexpected, but in a good way, with the sun. The sun is always an indicator of good weather, warmth, better mood, right? And just something that also lights the way, when I see the horn of the unicorn is being lit by the sun. It's a illuminating occurrence, and you are going to really enjoy it because of, if you look at this girl, how she's enjoying her special ride, right? And it's just nice, right? With this, and also her crown is being shown. And if you see, this could be a mirror, right? The flower on her crown and the unicorn horn. And if you see this, there's also a flower pattern on her trousers, and the unicorn, horses are generally used to give you movement, right? So I really feel that something is also going to give you a boost up, or maybe your project, something, but it is so massive and maybe so fast rising. It is so fast that even you will be startled, right? And surprised. Yeah, because I think you're someone who most likely, I think you do hope maybe that something really magical can exist. I think that's everybody somehow, right? Everybody, we always say, oh, we wish that something like this would happen, It's almost like, I really have the feeling that there's something in your life that is going to have very fast movement, and it could be anything. It could be your spiritual development, that suddenly everything falls into place for you, with the ceiling. It's really something where you say, oh, I wish this would happen fast, or, and it can apply for not just one area, it could be the earthly matters, right? Like love, or maybe your business, right? That is rising. But it could also, as I said, be your spiritual development, that suddenly everything is happening very fast, everything you wish for in the spiritual somehow. Maybe you are wishing for those otherworldly experiences that you maybe so far just have heard of, right? And suddenly everything is just happening, right? And the red balloon reminds me of something, several things actually, but also of something maybe that others see in you that you don't see. Because whenever I see the red balloon, I'm reminded of the song from Nina, 99 Red Balloons, because whenever I'm speaking with someone, they always, and I mention that I do play guitar and I sing, they always say, oh, you should play Nina's song because you're from Germany originally and your name is Nina. You know, it's this, other people maybe see it or suspect it earlier than you do. Maybe other people see your potential and your success and give you hints already, you know. So my example would be when they mention, it's just an example, you know, when they mention someone popular next to your name somehow, you know. You can take this as a sign that this is happening for you. This is Spirit's way of coming to you with other people, right? And just saying to you, hey, by the way, you know, you are rising. It's just an indicator when occurrences like this happen, right? And it gets you out of a situation that you thought you were trapped in somehow. You know, when I see those dark buildings, they're really dark, and the rising balloon is like an impossible situation almost. This is because it's so otherworldly, you know, because, hey, do you really think, I mean, there are those hot air balloons that make people rise, right? But it's not like this, you know, where you're just standing there in your nightgown. What's that? You know, you're in your dress and you just get pulled up by a gigantic red balloon. That's totally unexpected. Maybe you also make some jokes about it, like, you know, it's this. Maybe you yourself don't even think it too much, but your higher self, I think, is already giving you all the signs that you need. Maybe you don't see it, but in hindsight you will. But it's certainly, yeah, a big development for you. I just want to put, yeah, and that's again leaves you blank, with a blank mind, because when this comes in for you, this development, this success, it's really success, opportunity, it brings you movement, and this is a train for me, right? You cannot really say what it is, but it really looks like a train somehow. A train that is moving, right? It just looks like it. But it's also very surreal. I mean, look at this landscape. This is not the normal landscape, right? I mean, you can see the sky being red. There are stunning sunsets out there on this planet, right? But with the color, you know, it's this red from the balloon. This is the opportunity. This is your opportunity, and it could be that you are really mind blown, right, by this, blown away, because it's so yeah, now I'm speechless. It's something that you take in at first and you don't say anything, right? You just don't say anything. Sometimes words are not enough, right? And then you just don't say anything, and you take it in and you recognize it, of course, and you live it, of course, but you're also speechless. But jumping for joy, this figure is very happy, right? And again, I'm noticing the leaves here with this, here, do you see? Yeah. So it really feels destined somehow. Because there's this continuing of a message throughout the cards, but it's not straight in the face like in other readings sometimes, you know, where you really get the obvious message. I'm really drawn to take those cards from the table right now and just look at those images. Because they're like they tell a story, don't they? Right? A lost fox in the dark. Even the eyes are dark, right? Focus. Maybe even out of focus, right? Yes. A little bit. And then the sun comes in. And you are going to enjoy it. But when I think about a fox lost in the city at night, right? It's also something what I'm thinking about when you are losing the ground, right? You might also feel a little bit lost. But maybe not lost. It's just intense, right? You probably also enjoy it a lot because it feels like freedom. But it also feels like it really also feels a bit like a UFO abduction somehow, you know, because this, you don't know what it is. It could be a train, but it can also be a UFO, right? And it's magical because it's certainly unexpected, and you cannot not really explain it with science. At least not science in the year I'm recording this with it, which is 2022, right? So, and this also could be a totally different planet. So it's definitely in. And also with the meditation, you know, when I think about meditation, I often think about otherworldly experiences like this, right? Because if you get it sorted to clean your head and let your thoughts go, you get transported into a different world, yeah? That's what it is. Lovely. It's really nice energy, so it's a really nice story. I'm so blown away by this because it's like it's meant to be. So I want to pull another card. Let's pull the energy. This reading. Solar calm, clarify, and Saturn structure. Clarify. Yeah, that's so also a bit science-like, right? Because it's science tries to clarify and structure something into our own belief system, right? In this restricted belief system. This is also very scientific, right? With those the structure just looks like scientists have invented this to measure this planet or something like that. And also with this wooden structure, you know, if you see it, like the wood has been carved together and somehow, you know, it really looks like the beginning stages of a scientific discovery or something like that. But this clarify, I really see, you know, if you would think that this planet is one of those Do you see how much knowledge there is? If this is something that science is looking at, right? And really analyzing and trying to structure it and figuring it out, you know, and when you just look at this, then maybe this is this one, and there's so much more. And the next card is the card for me for the Akashic records. This is just for me the library, you know, it just looks like a library. So of course, that's huge. And there's the other card that's not coming next. This is strength, you know, but it's also, this looks like the entrance to the Akashic records almost. But for me, it just looks like you're going to experience something that science has not yet looked at. So it's really something that I probably even cannot put into words, because this is something that you cannot describe with words. It's like extreme telepathy. You can sense it, but you cannot really understand how it works. And this is just one example, right? When you pick up someone else's energy in just a short moment. But it can be, I think, you know, this is just one thing, and this is also almost feeling too small, because we have a word for telepathy. Why do we actually have a word like this in our vocabulary? Do you know what I mean? This is something that a word cannot. We don't have a word for this just yet, I think. It's really big, right? Because this is the planet that the one card was just looking at, and this is something else. And I think you are going to be transported to one of those ones. And it could be, with all the science and explanation and things, that after you've experienced this, that you might be tempted to clarify it for yourself. I think there's a big chapter of learning, you know, with this library and everything. There's a big chapter of learning ahead for you after that. Or just trying to understand something, trying to conceptualize what you've experienced, trying to find words for something that you've experienced. Because usually when we have experienced things, we also want to share those things. And those experiences, they are often also not meant to just be experienced, because what would the expansion be if only you experience it and nothing else comes out of it? You know, it really feels like this is something that is bigger than this. It goes from something small, like trying to find something in the dark that you have lost or that you need, maybe, like food, right? Or just as a symbol, you know. Of course, I assume you don't need to search for food at night. Well, maybe you just go to the fridge and open it. Well, you know, it's something from a very normal experience, or, you know, a normal situation transforms into something totally unexplored, and at least not written, not something that has not been clarified yet, or just conceptualized. Something where there are no books written about it. Something of this magnitude. Like a unicorn, you know, I mean, but again, we do have a word for a unicorn also. Right? And if you look at this opportunity, it just looks like it is something that is, you will recognize it as an opportunity, for sure. And it's also, but you don't see the whole picture just yet. You know, it's just, you see it's an opportunity. You see that there's something, an opportunity. It really feels like something you recognize as an opportunity, but also something that you know you need to explore further, you know. And this is where you are holding on to the balloon. You need to hold it, and you need to, if she would let loose of it, you know, if she would let it go, she would fall down again. So it's something that you need to explore further, but with your own free will, you know. Big life-altering knowledge is being placed into our atmosphere, and it is something from other dimensions that has not entered our consciousness just yet. And whoever finds it first and uses the opportunity gets the rewards for this. So this is something, I have the feeling that you will discover, that has been placed into our atmosphere, that is going to give you the opportunity to make something with it. But you need to make something with it. You need to do that. I think then you might be the scientist in this. You might be the one exploring it. And this doesn't mean that you need to be a scientist, you know, because it just means that there's this knowledge, you know, that is being placed there, and you have the opportunity to explore it further. It's just that you need to be open-minded enough to do it, and you shouldn't let go of this balloon, right? Otherwise the balloon will fly away. So this is something that once you recognize the opportunity, you need to hold it and ride it, right? Like a horse or a unicorn, right? You need to ride this unicorn to a place, with a visionary, of course. I mean, that's a visionary is someone who sees something before anybody else sees it, right? So this is, and the fox again also reminds me of those, every tale that tells that a fox is a smart animal, right? So it's just saying that you need to grab this opportunity and believe in it before anybody else is believing in it, because there is no evidence of anything like this in our atmosphere just yet, except for the opportunity that has been given to you. So you need to grab it and ride it. You know, it's a golden one, you know, it's with the sunlight that hits the unicorn. And you will, the best thing is when you believe in it and ride it further, right? When you, then it will take you places, right? Like this. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. It's so much filled with warmth and growth, you know. There's just something to explore for you. So I don't think that you will let it go. I think once you got the opportunity and you get this download, or it really feels like something that has been placed in our atmosphere that is up to the grabs for someone who is a visionary. And you will be the one grabbing it and working with it and exploring it, and therefore also causing a lot of change for this dimension. And everything that is a lot of healing. You will cause healing when you look at this. You will cause healing for yourself, but also others. I think this is something that helps to heal not just you, but also the planet somehow. And you have to be a little bit of a, a little bit of a loner and a mad scientist, and to go with it. But this will spark your joy. This will spark your joy more than anything else. And therefore, I don't think that you will ever let go of this beautiful balloon. And the best thing is you will rise with this, right? You will rise with this. And it's just, it's opening up the every opportunity that you ever wanted on this earthly realm. But it's not just that. It's more than that. It's something only a visionary is able to pick up. So, love that. So let's wrap it all up with a Moonology card. Communication is key. Yeah, it's clearly something, surrender to the divine. Yeah, so I think it's clearly something that you will be communicated. So you will get the information, the communication, the knowledge, and you are supposed to bring it to others somehow. And it's something that at first might not be recognized by others, like a visionary who thinks, further, who's way ahead. So, yeah, and but you just surrender to the divine because it's a divine occurrence. So, and you are going to enjoy the ride, certainly, because look at her, look how happy she is. That's so nice, right? Yes. Yeah, so let's see who this reading is for. Such. Big times ahead. So additional info is in the litter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye.